Hi, welcome to MetalEye and welcome to Croatia for the first time.
It's great to be here. Great to be here in Croatia.
So you've been on tour for some time, so how is it going? Are you satisfied with
So far so good. We've seen some really powerful crowds. Let's say like Serbia, Romania, these guys. Croatia, for example, I don't really think there's so much metal coming through here as often as like we're used to in the United States. So you can tell the crowd's really hungry for a metal show, and it really makes it good for us on stage when we get the response like that. It's been really good.
So you've already seen the crowd around here. What do you expect from the gigs since there's so many people?
It looks like it should be a good one. So far, so good. It looks like we got a good turnout here in Croatia. I'm excited to, like I said, this is my first time and Nile's first time being here in Croatia, and we hope we can bring the power for these guys that are showing up.
So you're here to promote your new album, right?
Yep.
So can you tell me something about the album? What does the title refer to? What were you? I know you didn't do the lyrics, but you probably know something about it.
Yeah. Well, really, Ithyphallic is based around, say, Pazuzu, Anoint My Phallus. If you notice the cover of the album, it's got the statue of Pazuzu being hauled by, workers and slaves and whatnot. It's got the huge phallus on it, So the whole theme of the album is anointing of the phallus, which is, in ancient Egypt was a sign of power. So we're really trying to reiterate that. And it's, there's so much in ancient Egypt you can pull stories from, and just so much material you can write about. It's really an ongoing process, and it's endless what you can write about. So it's actually Carl's inception and his vision. I think all the lyrics on this record was done by Carl Sanders, and really he'd be a better guy to ask about the total vision, but really it's anointing the phallus is what it's all about.
Some particular songs were inspired by a certain Canadian occultist, and can you tell us something about that? How he inspired your music, if you know something about that?
That would be a better question for Carl, I believe.
Okay,
yeah.
So tell me, how does it feel like playing brutal death metal on the stage for like an hour or so? It must be exhausting.
It is, it can be. It depends on the conditions. Some of the earlier shows we've had on this tour were in smaller rooms with no ventilation, so when it's really hot like that on stage and you're trying to play that kind of speed, it can really take a lot out of you. It's all about conditioning, not partying too much, taking it easy, being healthy, taking care of yourself, getting proper sleep at night, and also lots of rehearsal and practice. When we're not on the stage, we're always got a guitar in our hands, playing, working. George is on his pads, making sure the muscles, proper stretching. I do a good 30 minutes to 45-minute regimen of stretches before I actually hit the stage, so my body's loose and ready to go. And it's just all about, like I said, conditioning and knowing how to take care of yourself, for sure.
What about rehearsals back home? Do you rehearse a lot, or you don't rehearse at all?
Yeah, we do a lot. Actually, the way it works, because George is a European member, he flies from Greece to the United States, South Carolina. So we don't have as much rehearsals per se we would like, but we'll fly him in before a tour for maybe about a week and a half to 2 weeks, and we'll go in there sometimes 8 hours a day and just hash it out. And we intentionally practice it's an outdoor facility, so there's no air conditioning. So when we do that in the heat over and over and over again, by the time we hit a tour and it's so hot, we're kind of used to it already, So yeah, it's pretty extensive practice for sure. And the set we're doing on this tour kind of alternates, but it's a set we've been doing for the last, this whole cycle for almost a year and a half now. So we know the material, but we're in there just driving it, getting it tighter and tighter and tighter to give the best show we can for all these people that are coming out.
What you gonna do when you come back home?
Well, I'm going to spend about 2 weeks resting and hanging out with my girlfriend and playing some video games, things like that, playing some guitar. And then after 2 weeks off, we go to South Africa for some shows. And after that's done, I go out, have another band, Lecherous Nile.